Hi, it works better if I'm not muted. Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are we all doing tonight? It's a little different. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna tell some tales from the Plex. Have some fine folks. But, first of all, I guess we should let everyone introduce themselves, and then I will do the spiel, and I'll make sure I remember everything. I try, at least. So, we'll go around to my left on the overlay. Start with Rin. Hey, Rin.
Hey, I'm Rin. I play Jinx. Usually. Wow, that's not spelled that way, but anyway, sorry. Yeah, I play Jinx here on Cyberpunk, and I'm here to tell some stories that probably people don't know. We'll see what happens.
Jinkies, Jinx.
I support all the tales that people don't know. It's all the fun times. Right? It's gotta be all the fun times.
Yeah.
And then directly below her, we have the wonderful, the fabulous. Hey, Chris. How we doing tonight?
Doing well, doing well. My name's Chris Geary. I will be playing Dr. Frost, a.k.a. Mr. White, as we tell some tales, swap some stories under the neon lights of Night City.
I'm here for this, right? All the tales, all the stories, all the wonderful fun times. But as for me, hey y'all, you know me. I'm at DearJanalin on Twitter, or Prexorth4. You can see me around on Twitch. And I get to be your wonderful, wonderful, fabulous friend, Trends. I definitely have stories and tales. Some of them may even be true. Or, you know, as far as you know. But we have sponsors for tonight's Cyberpunk shenanigans and stories, and we want to thank our wonderful fine sponsors. First of all, the wonderful fine folks over at All Telsorian Games, who created that wonderful fine thing called Cyberpunk Red. It is a fabulous thing, and everyone should go play some. And I believe even that there might be, you know, I heard a rumor that there was new copies in stock of the physical book. I heard that rumor.
What? Somebody needs to look into this and find out if it's true.
It's a possibility. And then we have the other fine sponsor, our friends over at Mage Hand Press, who write some fine 5th edition supplements for your fine D&D space shenanigans. Also a really good time. You have our friends over at Found Familiar, wonderful purveyors of coffee, people who keep certain people functioning at various places around this internet. Because they need fine additions to their, you know, caffeine addictions. No judgment. And
Maybe a little bit, just a little bit.
Just a little bit of judgment over the
Just
caffeine addiction?
Just a little bit. I can't promise no judgment.
Oh, this is fair. I mean, this is a little fair.
I'd like to, but I'm human, so...
You are indeed a fabulous human being. And then, of course, our wonderful friends over at Roll20, our wonderful virtual tabletop of choice. They make some fine, wonderful ways for which you and your friends can even play this wonderful game of Cyberpunk Red in the unfortunate pandemic times when we can't actually get together and roll physical dice, but you still want to have fun and tell stories with your friends, right?
That's why we're here.
Exactly. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna tell some stories. Gonna be some good times. Gonna be some good times. Sorry, now I've got the song stuck in my head. And I cannot sing it because I do not want to get Simon's channel. Don't want to give him a copyright strike. Boo on the DMCA. But
I wish that Simon made as much money as they think he does.
Me too.
This is all very true. This is all very fun. This is all very a great time. I would like to make sure that all of you fine folks out there in the interwebs lands, we see you, we appreciate you. Can somebody make sure for me that the audio is working for y'all right? That there's some nice background music, it's not too loud? Or just check in on y'all.
Did we talk about Level Up Dice?
We have not talked about Level Up Dice. Thank you for reminding me about our dear friends and partners over at Level Up Dice. They make shiny, shiny math click-clacks. They have really nice ones. I'm just gonna say that there are some really nice ones that might be, you know, on like, really, have you seen the new Cyberpunky ones that they have? That look like little hematite ship?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go.
Really nice.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go check that out.
So Simon's, I don't know if Simon's telling you to tone down the music or to tone yourself down, but I'm sure he's not talking to me.
Oh, he means the music. The music's too loud. Okay, well...
He's that neighbor. It's okay.
It's Trent. The music has to go to 11. I'm sorry. Did you not expect that?
And now it's super low. He can't make up his mind. We love you, Simon.
Yes, it ebbs and flows. The music ebbs and flows. That's what a music does. It's got a groove. It's moving around. But we are here to tell stories. We are here to have some fun and drop some lore bombs on you all about things that you may not know about the fine folks that reside at 2077 Pondsmith Avenue in Nice City. It's a happening place. There are some things that may have been possibly done, designed, destroyed, created, blown up. Hey, Shinobi. But I think we should start. I think, Mr. White, we should start with you, sir.
Oh, with me, huh?
Yeah, I have a question. So I think
Okay.
that this is how we should do this. We should run this like challenge, right?
Okay.
Because that's the only way I know how to do this.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who don't know, there is this thing in the military called challenge coins. Officially only applies to officers, but in various enlisted clubs it may also occur. But the rules are you have a challenge coin, and at the appropriate time, someone can put a challenge coin on a table. The minute that happens, they also have to say two things. One, either a drink or a round of drinks. It is an important distinction, because then everybody in the bar who is of the same rank or below, also a very important distinction, has 7 steps to put their hands on their challenge coin and put it on the table. And the last person to do so is responsible for buying the drink or the round of drinks. But the point is, you want to be able to then challenge for the stories, because the stories are what's important here. Stories are how things get told and transmitted, how dramas and fame and fortunes are made. It's how buddies and friends get remembered. It's how everything stays or nothing does.
It's also how Mr. White gets notoriety that he never earned.
He does, but you know, I mean, it's important things. And so those stories, there's a vote after the story round. The last person to put their challenge coin on the table has to tell the first story, and they go around. Person with the worst story, best story, it kind of goes back and forth. They buy the next round and goes on from there. There's usually ends with copious amounts of drinking, lots of stories, lots of tales. So, this is me putting my virtual coin on the table.
Well, we're just going to call somebody out, right?
Yeah, I'm just going to call somebody out.
That's fine. So, what's your question?
I have a very important question.
Mm-hmm.
When did the good Dr. Frost decide on the redesign of his apartment. You know, that wall that we now know about.
When did he decide to do it, or when did he start making plans to make it happen?
When did he start making plans to make it happen? Because I figure he decided early, right?
Yeah. So Dr. Frost decided that he was going to expand, and at first he was going to expand honestly into the dilapidated apartment next to him rather than Rico's apartment, which he ended up taking over. And that's because Rico was alive then. And it was at the time when we had finished, well, taking out that WorldSat exec and buying the building. His focus shifted from renting to customizing. Every other place that he's been, very Spartan, much like what you still already see in his apartment, just enough to get him through, not a lot extra, and this is a lot extra. So he started making plans, but there's a lot of work to, you know, fix an unlivable apartment. And then when Rico died, he realized that he didn't want anyone else living there. So that's when he made the call to switch directions and take over that apartment and wall it off.
Which leads me to my next question. It's a very important question. I have not yet had the opportunity because there were a bunch of people around who did not know, and therefore it would sound really bad. Does it currently meet your requirements, or do I need to do more work on it? Because I have a present coming for you. Well, I showed you the present. We got you a very nice chair.
Yeah. It currently is set up to be enough for surgical services. There's more square footage there than what we've already utilized. And a couple of things down the road that he plans on adding, like a clean room. And now with his foray into the web, he's probably going to want to take that bedroom and turn it into a basically a net runner's haven kind of thing with that chair. Though he still has to figure out how to hardwire into a main line rather than using Wi-Fi, and then piggyback it off of all those satellites that are sitting around the combat zone.
So basically I need to rewire your apartment again.
No, that part of the apartment.
Okay, just that part. That's fine. Is that an outside wall?
I think so. My apartment, see, I'm 404. The dilapidated one was, I don't remember. I think the dilapidated one was 405. Enrico was 403. But I'd have to check the roster.
Because then there would be on opposite sides of you.
Yeah. That's where we went.
I thought we went through the wall.
Yeah, through one of the walls on one of the sides of me.
No, it'd be across. If it was 403, it would be across the corridor.
Oh no, not across from me. It would have been next to me. So yeah,
so it has to be
402 then.
Yeah, it'd be 402.
And 402 would have been the start of one of the runs, so it's very possible.
Okay, so 402 is a corner, which means all I gotta do, that run is gonna be right there. Well, there's that nice satellite dish off the, that's, what's his name's uses at the corner store. Jinx, what's the guy's name with who runs the corner store with the thing, who may or may not be on again, off again thing with Reno?
Yeah, Reno's boy toy.
I don't remember.
Come on. I thought one of us would remember.
I mean, I don't really pay much attention to what he does, because he's, you know...
pay attention to names. Oh, hold on.
I'm Yes, Simon, it might be in the Legend Keeper, but some of us might, Trins might have purposely forgotten his name because I don't think I even want to remember Reno's boy toy's name.
Oh, that stings.
I think there's an appropriate level of like, oh, you're very nice and I'm gonna just walk by because I don't want Reno mad at me.
That I can understand.
Keep things professional, distant.
Okay.
I can do professional.
Yes, you can.
I'm feeling like Jinx. I'm feeling like he doesn't believe me. I can totally do professional.
Yeah. I mean,
Sometimes.
yeah, he can see me again. Yeah. I'm not helping, am I? No, I'm not helping.
It's Bex Jarvis.
Bex
There we go.
Jarvis, yeah.
Oh, in here it says he's an ex-lover. Oh.
I mean, I've heard they had this on again, off again, on again, off again thing. It's very complicated.
We have to interrogate her and find out if it's on again.
I don't know enough about any of that kind of stuff. So I'll leave that to the two of you.
Okay. Oh, does that mean, hey Jinx, does that mean we get to go to the quick trip again? I think that girls' days to the quick trips are fun.
Yes, they are totally fun. Except that I need to go after that one dude that knows my name that I...
Oh yeah, we need to go arrange an accident for him. That's okay.
Yes, exactly. So, yes, lots of fun. It'll be good.
Are you talking about the guy that decided to bring shit to the apartment complex?
No, we're talking about a person that was really kind of rude. Also, he thought his, dude, he got this whole greaser thing going, and so I called him, hey, Danny, and he's like, no, my name's Heathcliff. I'm like, you're not orange or a cat. Or fat.
Oh.
What the fuck, that name?
He's also not and also if he's naming himself after some pretentious asshole on a sweeping moor in England and shit, then he really needs to die because that guy was an asshole.
If he's a greaser, I highly doubt that he knows anything about that.
There are some people who are well read.
Yes, there are some people who are well read. Now, moving on, who is this guy and why did you guys run into him in the first place?
Oh, what the hell? We were looking for info on Raffenschiff.
We went shopping.
That too.
Yeah, but who is the guy?
He's some penny ante shop runner.
And he
Cool
threatened
cats or something.
Hey, he didn't threaten. He just made it clear that he knew my name. So.
With the Raffenschiff out there, that seems to be a threat.
Yeah, well, I was planning, maybe later anyway. I'm gonna go and take care of it. When
Why?
he's not surrounded by his guys.
Doesn't sound like he's worth your time. You should have people that take care of things like that.
I'll do it myself. It's easier.
But then your list gets so long that you don't ever actually get to feel like you made accomplishments.
I mean, half the list is gone. Alright. Still part of it on there, but...
Fine. If you want to do it yourself, you can do it yourself. That's fine.
It's really validating to cross things off the list.
No, I get that. I'm just saying, someone like that should be beneath the time and effort of a professional of Jinx's quality. You have to set standards for yourself. Otherwise, people will try and rope you in on any sort of penny shit, thinking that you can, you're there for all kinds of nonsense.
I mean, okay, that's fair. But I mean, he was kind of bitchy with Trent, so... I want to take care of his ass.
I'm just saying.
But the next one, I'll let somebody else take care of it.
I'm just saying. We can always start a turf war.
That'd be a good cover-up.
I mean, if you just, I don't. Currently, they're doing useful things, as in
Like
keeping
what?
an eye of knowing where all the ref and Shiv are hanging out and all of where their gear is. They didn't. They promised to tell us when they move the trucks, where they've got the trucks, who's chopping for them, where they're getting their shit. I was just saying, we might arrange for him to possibly be noticed by the people he's tailing. And then it's not a turf war, so we don't lose everybody. And it pisses off a bunch of people. And I don't lose a really nice chop shop. There's so few that are actually respectable. They did some decent work, too.
I hear you. It's just double crossing someone that you have a deal with always never sits well with me. That's all.
Okay, then we won't double cross him. We'll wait until after the deal is done, and then we let Jinx shoot him.
Fine too.
Because then we're not double crossing him.
If
We're
that's
being
what
polite.
you want to do.
Promise I won't shoot him. Yet.
Whatever works. I mean, it's your gig. I ain't worried about it. I'm just saying. I know some people. I could call in a favor or two, and their life could get very difficult very fast.
I mean, that could be fun to watch, too. I mean, Trins can own the chop shop.
It's a little far from where we were.
Yeah, that is true.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I want a new shop. But kind of want to work around things. Also, kind of what I really want to do is take that nice underground garage and really rack it out.
And do what exactly? I'm curious.
So, I can do a lot here, which is really good. But I need a bunch more laser cutters. Some strippers. Another lift. And a cradle, and a magnetic cradle, so that Merc can help. And then like we can get really into business, you know, if we can get it done doing when we're at our best, you know, Merc and I can get down to about 4 or 5 cars a day.
Shit. That's pretty cool.
Wrong kind of stripper, Simon. That's for a different business venture.
Yeah, they're not nice. I don't like a lot of them. Some of them are okay, but I get very confused. They keep coming in and saying that they like know your boyfriend and therefore we can talk to you and da da da. I'm like, I don't know you. Like, I like talking to people and making friends, but like this other guy came up and is like, so you did the thing with the music? And I was like, yeah, the music really worked. And he's like, so can you do mine? And I was like, I don't know you. Why do you want me to do music for you? And then I said, I had to talk to Mr. White.
I'm okay with you using me as an excuse to not have to do a job for somebody. That's fine.
I'm basically using... I've decided that you and Kat are my booking agents. If they wish... If I do not wish to deal with them, they have to go through you.
Ah.
See, I'm being professional.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. So...
Good idea.
I guess, what kind of story is that then has to go around the table? Because I just told the story about
No,
when
I
I
just asked the
decided to
question.
make a change. Yeah.
So then
So
you
I met the challenge. What do we do next?
Now it's your question. Who's you
That's
challenge?
my question.
Whose story
Okay.
you want? What story you want? What do you want to know?
Why the name Jinx?
Oh. Well, that's a... Why the name Jinx? Um, because uh, I feel like in the past I didn't have a lot of luck, and the things that happened to me and the family was because I was jinxed. So I decided to utilize that name and put it out there, because I felt like by facing it, that maybe things would go better. And I mean, somebody whose name is Jinx, most people, the first thought, they don't trust me. So I guess in some ways, with the people I was dealing, they'd keep the smaller bad guys off my tail, because hanging around me might be a bad idea. That's why. That's why I went with Jinx.
Oh, and the why? Oh wait, let me guess. It's because you wanted to send the message you're a big predatory cat. Like if you put an L instead of a J, it's a lynx. You are the predator, they are the prey. Yes, maybe. No.
Nah, I just felt like, let's change it up a little bit. I got to be a little bit different. I can't be the same as everybody else, every other Jinx out there. So that's why I switched up for a Y. Yep.
Fair enough.
It's not a big story, but.
Well, neither was mine. Doesn't have to be a big story. Didn't ask for like the secret to your deepest, darkest life's trauma or anything. Oh, but that would be a good one. Anyway, it's your question.
My question. Well, questions are harder than the stories.
Think of it like Truth or Dare, except it's only truth.
Okay, trends.
Yeah.
How'd you get mixed up with Santino and like the Chop Shop and all that again?
Okay, so the chop shop is mine. It's a very nice, well, technically it's mine and my brother's, because it was my dad's shop, and admittedly we weren't shopping at the time. Well, kind of were. I mean, it's a nice city. What are you gonna do? It's not like we were living in the burbs or nothing, and we weren't outsiders. So, you did what you could. And, a whole bunch of corpos, and execs, they pay what they can for a car, and then they come and then, some people might do a little bit more. Merc was real good with the racing and the driving and the boosting, and I was real good at stripping it down and doing what I wanted. And Santino was... Okay, well, let's be honest. Santino was hot. And Santino had some sweet rides. I mean, he had a hover car once. Oh, that was a great, 48 hours. Oh. But, he ran the area, and he was kind of cool, and he was friends with my brother, and then we were dating in high school, kinda, and then a little later, and then my parents died, and then a little earlier my parents died, and then Mark decided to be responsible and make some more money to pay off some of the things for the shop, because it's not like they were making shit tons of money, and Eddie's are hard to come by, and and then eventually we may have possibly he decided stripping cars and shopping them was making us some good money, and there was some good cars coming through that were attained through slightly less than legal means. Waste not, want not, as you might say. You leave your keys in the ignition in the combat zone, you're asking for somebody to liberate you of your poor choices.
That's fair. Yeah.
And so then Merc decided that he was gonna start running some contraband and cybernetics for some people who maybe he shouldn't have been doing so when he got boosted. And then I told Santino that maybe he shouldn't be bringing stolen cars to my shop when I'm working for the NCPD, because, you know, it seemed like a bad decision. Bad choice. You know, I like people. I like being nice for people. I like doing nice things for people. And, you know, I'm really good with my hands. And I'm really good at, you know, fixing things and making things better. So I was like, okay, well, you know, I can't, you know, can't really decide to work on stolen property when I'm working for the cops. That seemed bad. So I told Santino, and he didn't like that because he seemed to think I was choosing other people over him. And I was like, well, no, I need a job, and this is what's going to happen because my brother's in jail. And he's like, no, you're going to help me. And I was like, no, I do my own thing. And I'm not going to go, you know, not doing stuff that I can do because I'm good at this. And the NCPD pays well when they pay. Like actually regular paychecks and shit like that, which is actually kind of cool. Also, they had an aero car, an armored one, and I got to touch it and I got to play with it. Ooh, and they had the new there's a lot of these fun toys that I got to play with, and then I was got, you know, all of the fun things that nobody really cared if I happened to take spare materials home because budget, nobody cared. So I got a lot of fun toys like that, and therefore I could, you know, bring some extras home. And then apparently Santino got pissy. Well, actually Bruno got pissy. I don't know, maybe it was Santino. I don't know. Bruno came to the place and decided to be a jackass and an asshole. And he burned down my shop, which I thought was not cool. That was not cool. It was really rude. Also, he was running the gas line for the entire neighborhood. It was really, like, okay, fine, you want to throw a couple fire Molotov cocktails at my shop, I can, you know, deal with that. That's what fire protection and insurance is for. But you're gonna blow up the entire neighborhood just because you're pissy that I won't work with you and you're running your stolen cars through my shop? That's not cool, man. That's not cool at all. So I left.
Long story short, you fell for the bad guy and got burned.
Well, I think he got burned after the fact.
Well, in the end, yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of not my best choices, maybe? I could admit that. But it was fun.
I mean, you gotta have fun in life, so. Also, me and your brother have to race, so I can kick his ass.
I mean, you're allowed to kick his ass whenever you want. What?
No, I know, but in an actual race, like.
Oh, you want to try and beat him in a race? Okay, go right ahead.
Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure we've probably raced each other. We just never knew it. But yeah, that would be cool.
I mean, how long have you been in the city?
12 years.
Okay, yeah, you definitely raced them at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, the first time I raced, I was, what, 14? 15? Something like that? I can't remember. That's the first time I joined one of the death race.
Okay, so now here's the thing. I have been officially told that I am not allowed to attend death races.
Why?
Because I spend so much time looking at the cars and messing with the cars, and people get upset that they take too long.
Yeah. I mean, people are there to race, so... But I mean, you can sit shotgun with me. At the next one. You just gotta promise you can't go after, like, touch the other cars. You can play around with mine, I don't care, but... Well, if I have a car. Yeah. I'll get in touch with Tag and we'll get a car. We'll have some fun with it. We'll race.
Fun toys! I like playing with toys.
Okay, cool. Mr. Wright can be a shotgun too if you want. I mean, or in the backseat.
The only reason I've ever been at a death race is to mop up afterward.
Yeah, Yeah. Sorry about that.
Hey, I wasn't on call for the ones that I know that you were at.
That's a good thing. The last one was. The last one we had a building fall down. That was unexpected, but it's kind of fun to race around it.
Can I make you the Mach 5?
Sure.
The what?
The Mach 5! I mean, like, it's vintage and crap, and it's like real old TV, but have you ever seen the Mach 5?
No.
Okay, so it's this car. It's real sweet. It's built off what I'm pretty sure was originally supposed to be a 62 Stingray. Beautiful car. Really, you've seen a 62 Stingray, right?
Let's pretend I say yes.
Okay. So a 1962 Corvette Stingray. Beautiful car. Beautiful ride. Just all of it. Nice curvature lines. I'll find you a picture. Hold on. Let me find you a picture. And I will pull up my agent and start pulling up pictures of a 62 Stingray.
I thought we agreed that we were pretending that I said yes.
No, you didn't understand. And so this sweet ride, by the way. And it will, you see this beautiful car. And what they did is the whole series, it was an animated series, and it was about these guys who raced in these death race kind of things, although it was, cartoons, so it wasn't, like, really scary, but they did all these really great things, and then there were all these buttons that you could do all these things, like knock out gas out the back, parachute ejector, which parachute brakes are really great and actually work really well if you're drag racing. We should do that. Remind me to add you a parachute on the car. And then, there was a spring launcher so that you could, actually make jumps across distances. Yeah, let me see if I can find you a picture of the Mach 5. It's a great car. It's a really great car. I think it would be a great car for all. Yeah, here we go. There's some actual really nice ones out there. People have built out, because they find the stats online and all this stuff. And, ooh, buzzsaws out the front, from out, like, on little arms out from underneath, and they come out, and, like, you can just cut people in front of you.
Yeah, we had a guy with a truck with a buzzsaw last race. He went after the wrong person. But anyway. But the buzzsaw was kind of cool. I mean, if you can use it the right way.
We are totally building you the Mach 5. That's what's happening.
Okay. As long as it races good, I'm cool with it.
I can double up the NOS system, build you an extra turbo. It'll be great. It will not be practical. And, well, no, it will be very, very practical. Very, very... Oh, that was really fun. Hey, Doc.
Hmm.
I got a question.
I was afraid of that.
I'm gonna be nosy.
Of course you are.
How was your date?
What date?
Dinner with Dr. Bianca.
It was a professional business meeting.
It was a date.
If you say so.
Was there food involved?
Yes, I cooked. I said I was going to. I followed through on my word.
What'd you make?
Do you really want to know?
Yes.
Fine. I made a lemon chicken caper over a bed of orzo with some asparagus, a little bit of red pepper flake with the asparagus to give a little spice to go with the tang of the lemon. And I might have sprung for some sort of dessert as well.
I would totally eat that. That sounds really good.
Thank you. I take my pride in my cooking. It's one of the ways I de-stress.
That's a good way.
So how was the date? We know the food was great.
It wasn't a date. We talked. We talked about medical stuff. We talked about her business, and we talked about things that I could do to help her improve her business. And I wanted to get a sense of whether or not she was a good egg, and she's a good egg. So that way I didn't feel bad sending people her direction.
I now understand why she has asked me so many questions. Did you at least call her back afterwards?
I called her to tell her that to ask her some questions about how I should share her information with prospective clients. And small talk stuff in there, like, did you enjoy the meal, that kind of thing. Because that's polite.
Wait, she's been talking to you?
Yeah, she texted. We've been talking.
Okay. I mean, that's cool. She seemed like a nice lady, so...
Yeah.
If you haven't figured it out, I'm not like others who date often. I don't know about all this stuff.
So you admit it was a date. It just may not have gone as well as you wanted.
No, it was not a date. So I don't know how to tell you that it's not a date because I don't really know what a date looks like.
Okay, so did you want it to be a date?
The thought hadn't even crossed my mind until you started grilling me that it was a date.
You invited her to dinner at your place that you promised to cook.
Yeah, because I had already paid for all that food, so I knew that it would be there and I wouldn't have to spend out of pocket. Also, it was real food. I wouldn't have to try and find a way to get a reservation at a place that had real food elsewhere.
You invited a woman of skill and attractiveness. We can all agree that this woman is attractive, no?
Yeah, she's hot.
Yeah, totally.
To your place for dinner with home-cooked food, of real food, not kibble. She thought that was a date.
I've done the same thing for each one of you at least once.
Yeah, but there's a real big difference between that and me showing up to your place. Because you usually offer immediately after I do something like knock out a wall in your apartment building and retrofit things.
Well, yeah, because it's polite to say, hey, you worked up a sweat and did a lot of hard work. Would you like a really nice home-cooked meal? At least that's what people tell me is polite. She saved your brother.
I totally respect that, and I totally thanked her for it. And I do appreciate that, and I do love my brother.
And I saw it as a networking opportunity. How do you think I got this second eye put in for a good price?
Well, you wear the shades so much, I don't always remember if you have the two eyes or not.
I mean, that's fair.
True. How do you think I got the second eye?
Nice. So,
That's a specialty.
It's just a dinner. So trans be nice.
I don't think she was being mean. I just don't know how to tell her what she wants to know, and that's not what happened.
Do you want to go on a date with her?
Eventually.
Ever?
I have no idea. Like, why? Why would she be interested in a dude like me? Why would I be interested in someone like her?
Okay. Objectively speaking, you're attractive, you have a steady source of income, you are intelligent, you are not an asshole.
No, but I go out of my way to put myself in dangerous situations for both my day job and my hobby.
So does she.
Yeah.
She runs a clinic in a mall.
That does off-the-books work for a bunch of gangsters.
She probably has a lot of clientele in the city that are shady because everybody in the city's shady. But she doesn't have to keep machine guns mounted to her vehicle and be secure, well, surrounded by security that are ex-military in order to stay alive. That's my life. She's a nice person who could retire to the suburbs at some point and live a long life. I'll be lucky to make it another 5 years.
You have a very downer perspective on your existence, in which case I would like to remind you, as you said, that you can fix anything short of dead.
Yeah. Not on myself, though.
Well, I can keep you from dead. I cannot fix it, but I can keep you from it.
I can get you somewhere where they can fix it. Sorry.
I appreciate that.
Duct tape and super glue. Great for anything that ails you.
It's a different thing when there was a really high chance you weren't supposed to make it as long as you have.
Well, then you beat the odds. You keep going.
Sort of. If
So
you
they
run
told
long
you...
enough, they can't find you, or they get tired of looking.
Yeah, that happens.
Why, are people looking for you?
Aren't they looking for you?
Well, right now, yeah.
People were looking for Trins before. People were looking for Reno at one point. People are always looking for Amanda. He's got popularity. Why is it so strange people might be looking for me?
Because you try not to make... Despite your reputation and all the rumors, you try not to make waves?
When you have enough ripples in the pond, you don't need more.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's how you end up with heads showing up at your apartment door. Or so I hear.
Oh, you mean the head in the box?
Something like that. I had somebody shit where we sleep. You want to tell me what that's all about?
Well, technically it's my uncle's head.
You sure about that?
You want to see it? I still have it. I mean, I can go get it.
We can do that later.
Okay, cool.
Right now,
It's in the
I
freezer.
prefer to enjoy my cigar and my whiskey. So
That's cool. I'll keep to my coffee. That isn't just coffee, but anyway.
it's never just coffee.
No, never. But yeah, no, yeah. Anyway, we'll look at it later.
Okay, so this has been a serious downer moment. We need to change things up. We need some more positive moments.
Okay.
Sort of.
So, anybody got a funny story from their past?
Oh, I know.
Hmm.
Jinx,
Yes.
what was your favorite time behind the wheel of a car with that started with 4 doors on it?
My favorite time. Well, there was a couple of them. No, that was I was in my. No, that one I was in my motorcycle. Well, I gotta say, the last race with Jimenez riding shotgun was insanely fun. That seeing him door surf was really cool too. So basically, we're coming down the. Hold on, I'm trying to remember it by heart. I've had too much coffee. We're coming down, and we're getting boxed in by these two guys, like on either side. and they're trying to slam into me and put spikes through the door to try and like mangle up my leg. And next thing I know, the other guy is on the passenger side where Jimenez is, and he somehow manages to unhook the door, which was already loose because I slammed into the wall a couple times. But after this like amazing part where like I drifted, and it was beautiful. It just drifted so nicely, and then like it's like a figure, it's like a zigzag. There's a lot of loops. Anyway, so I hit the wall, but then I bounced back off, and the guy was on the passenger side, and yeah, he took off the door. And next thing you know, Jimenez is holding the seatbelt, and he's like literally door surfing. And yeah, I think that was my favorite part lately.
Door surfing?
Yeah, he was literally like, he was 2 feet were locked on the door, and he was like surfing on the door, like holding on to it, holding on to the seatbelt, and he was like moving around, surfing and avoiding the other cars.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was really cool. There was another time where I was racing this car and kind of the same thing happened, except like the passenger and the driver's side doors got knocked off because the car was a little bit old and raggedy. And people decided that playing bumper cars during the race was a good idea. So that one was fun because like I was literally like, I had 1 foot on the pedal, and I had to put like 1 foot up on the like the body of the car to stay in the car because my driver's seat was starting to get loose. So, but thankfully that was like near the end of the race. So I went through the finish line pretty cool. And I was just like, anyway, it sounds really weird. I gotta like, it's easier to show you guys than explain.
Sounds intense.
It's an adrenaline rush. It's so much fun. Like, it gets the heart pumping, and like you gotta watch everything because like there's things happening all around. Like, you know, it's so much fun. Like, you gotta experience at least once. Yeah, you gotta do a race once. And it doesn't have to be a death race. It can just be a regular race. Like, even regular racing is fun. Yeah.
I mean, you race through the streets trying to get to somebody before they expire. That's a different kind of adrenaline rush.
Yeah. Actually, your driver might be good for some racing.
My driver was taken from that life because I wanted someone who was like that.
You're a smart person. Really smart. Because, yeah, your driver probably knows so much more than no offense to regular drivers, but regular drivers, they can't even turn on their goddamn flasher to say they're turning one way or the other.
Yeah, I wasn't about to get a paramedic that just got, I don't know, a little too skittish around blood or something and decided to be a driver or anything like that. No, my whole crew's handpicked.
Nice. Who else is in your crew?
I think you've seen or met all of them. Sin's the driver. She's badass. There's Bo and Pilar. They're my security detail. They're both ex-military. Trust them with my life. And Maddie's a trip. She's the gunner on the team, and she's got some aggression issues. I won't say she doesn't, but she's had quite the life. Most of it I don't know about, and I'm probably thankful for that. But she's seen some things. You can tell just by the way she reacts to the weird stuff we've gotten into. And then there's the innocent one of the crew. But, you know, you always got to have somebody that keeps you honest. And that's Boutros. He's my paramedic.
Cool. Well, it's good that you can trust your team. That's nice.
Well, I mean, why do you think I'm willing to go and do crazy stuff with you all?
Same.
If I
I
didn't
wouldn't
trust
stick around
you.
if I didn't trust you guys.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's cool. I'm glad you guys trust me. I'm glad I can trust you guys.
I don't lie to people.
Nope.
I know you don't lie to people.
It's a very endearing trait. And also something that means that, you know, sometimes you shouldn't be the one talking. Because sometimes we just need to lie to people.
Yep. But it's good that you don't lie. It's okay.
Exactly. I'm not saying you should start lying. I'm just saying
Yep.
sometimes you should pass the mic. Let Jimenez do it.
I mean, that's fair. I usually let other people do the talking.
Like what happened with Elf?
I feel like I should remind everyone that they said that I couldn't be intimidating. And I was very intimidating.
Yes, you were.
I was very intimidating.
I'm not saying you weren't. It's just you're cute when you're intimidating.
Fine.
Oh, don't be mad.
I'm not mad. It's just that at certain points in time, people are very concerned. I get very concerned that people do not actually respect me for more than just my ability to make things go boom in various ways.
I respect you for all your ways to make things.
Thank you.
So, on this topic of joyful stuff, tell me something cutesy about you and Jimenez.
Cutesy? Oh, so fun fact that may be coming in the near future, as in when he gets the next performance. I and Mrs. B were talking, and we figured things out, and he wanted a redesign, so he had Mrs. B redesign his gear, and it was all very cool. And then I realized that he's got some really cool music, and that was fun. Like, we spent some time, like, figuring out, having to listen to the music and figure out what was appropriate, and then we picked this really cool one with this, like, violins and stuff. Really kind of, you know, badass, but also, like, classy, but somehow also, like, make a statement, here I am, show up the world kind of thing. And then, but so, was talking, and Mrs. B, and was fixing her, garbage disposal, because, you know, sometimes you just gotta take that whole thing apart, and it's not gonna work if you don't. Also, by the way, you should make sure that you clean your garbage disposal regularly with at least vinegar and baking soda if you're not gonna clean it with, like, you know, actual cleaners and stuff. Only use hot water when you put it down the drain. Don't, you know, run the water both when the disposal is running and when you stop the disposal for a couple minutes after. Oh, you'd be surprised the amount of time I gotta fix something for stupid shit like that. But anyways, so I was fixing Mrs. B's garbage disposal, and she was talking about how Jimenez, you know, had asked her to do some redesign on his gear and design some new outfits, which are gonna look really cool. And I was like, you know, we could make this a little bit better.
Okay. What did you do?
So I synced it so that basically all of the LEDs in his cloak slash outfit slash hot pants are now synced to the music and will respond in kind. Tempo, beat, color. There'll be a statement when he walks in.
Oh, wow.
You won't be able to forget it.
Does he know about this?
I maybe mentioned it.
That means no.
I need to be there the first time this happens.
I want to see that on him. I want to see his face the first time. That's gonna be. Sorry.
It'll look great. You know, I mean, it's like the same kind of thing I did in my apartment with the lights that are there when I sync it to the music. Also, I've figured out what I need, and then I'm gonna get some pieces, and then, you know, I'm gonna do the same thing for the truck.
You're gonna make it. Oh no! You're gonna make the truck flashy. Can you just?
You're
do...
talking about Jinx's truck, right? Not the RV.
Well, no, I'm not gonna make the RV do lights, although I kind of am because I've been building in LEDs the appropriate color of in the racing stripe. But I'm also getting a new sound system so that it can also do high-pitched oral attacks.
What?
Really,
I think
really
she's
high-pitched
threatening
sounds.
to take
so
us to Burning Man.
Okay.
really, really, really high-pitched sounds that can shatter eardrums.
Yeah. Okay. That I guess that's a new one.
I mean, think about it. Wouldn't that be great if you got a whole bunch of people that are chasing you, and then they're like in a whole bunch of, you know, whatever, and you're in the truck by yourself, and you can just, you know, lower the sound dampening because I've been building in some things like that, and then push a button, and it starts playing, something really, really loud and ear-piercing, and it shatters their eardrums, because, you know, when you shatter your eardrums, you can get really dizzy and get disoriented and, you know, possibly stunned for a round of 3.
Now, that's actually one injury that I'll have difficulty fixing. Eardrums are very, very particular. If you don't get it just right, they're shot. That's all there is to it. So wear your protection around anything that Jinx is tinkered with.
You mean trends?
You mean trends?
Oh, sorry, trends. Yes, sorry. I was looking at Jinx when I said that.
I feel that is an aggressive response.
An aggressive response? To be
You don't
prepared?
need to put ear protection on everything I've tinkered with.
I wear ear protection every time that I'm not alone.
I mean, that's fair.
Military grade. I never know what kind of nonsense is going to happen.
But then how can you appreciate the music of life?
Quietly?
That's like 4 decibels too low. You always need loud music.
I live vicariously through you, Trent. I live vicariously through you.
We need to up your musical selections.
Okay.
I'm feeling like you might be like a new wave kind of guy.
I'm not sure what that means.
80s new wave.
Okay. I'm just not that big into the music scene. I don't know a lot of this stuff.
Okay,
spend
so
a
I'll
lot
start
of
making
time
a
studying.
playlist for you then. And I'll make one up for Jinx and Reno and Jimenez. Well, Jimenez already did one for us, so that would be cool. And then... Oh, Cat!
Yeah, we gotta get to know Kat better. Like, she's cool and everything, but next time we gotta bring her. Like, when we do this again, we gotta get her to come.
You mean you gotta get her to come so she buys the rounds?
That.
There you go. If
But,
she doesn't,
like,
if she can't answer, she buys the rounds. Is that how it works?
Yep.
I
Or
think
if you
that-
decide not to answer?
Okay,
Yep.
we gotta totally bring her in.
I mean, we all know each other to a certain level, but how much do we know any of us?
Not much.
I mean, we probably know
mean,
Trin's
well-
the best because she doesn't lie.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, what do we know about Carlton other than he's from the East Coast?
Yeah.
I mean, well, Trins might know more, but we won't get into that personal stuff.
Well, not personal, but, you know, I don't like her. I'm gonna tell you. Fiona.
No, neither does he. Like, nobody likes her. She's a heel in real life. It's not just an act on the stage.
I know. I felt really good when I broke a nose, but I feel bad because it upset Jimenez, and therefore I will not do it again.
Well, it got him suspended.
Well, then, you know, maybe people should talk about how things appear in the consent of things, and possibly, you know...
I mean, security should have just done its job.
That's
Then you would have never made it to the ring.
also true.
But they were slacking.
But I promise not to do it again. But then again, I can't go to any of the events anymore. Whatever. Which I feel is kind of excessive, because I did rebuild the asshole's car after she put Jimenez through the front windshield.
Yeah, but that guy was Club Underground. He's not NCW. He doesn't have any pull with NCW. He's a guest as well.
Okay, well, whatever. Fine. I promised not to go to any more events, and I'm not going to any more events.
Fair enough. Anything we need to know, Jinx, about your life? I mean, your life is kind of what brought a decapitated head to our doorstep, or your doorstep, but whatever.
Well, see, here's the... I don't know why the Raff and Shiv are coming after me. It doesn't make any sense. Because, like I said, I have my hit list. I know who killed my family. I know who destroyed my life. So I'm kind of at a loss right now because I'm missing the puzzle pieces as to why they want to all of a sudden come after me and my uncle. Yeah. So, yeah, I wanted to get revenge on my uncle. That I supposedly have his head in my freezer.
I mean, who among us doesn't have a head in their freezer at one point in time?
I know.
I didn't think Trins would ever have a head in their freezer. I'd have questions.
I mean, she's young. She's got time.
That's true. I mean, so yeah, like, my family, they were good people, they're loyal people, we never did anything to upset anybody, really. We just did our job, as nomads do. We did it really well, actually. So we had, our reputation was good. Like, the wardens were known. Yes, my last name is Warden. The wardens were known to be good people that just did their job. So, I really don't know why, or who's spreading rumors that I did all kinds of, well, technically I did a lot of that stuff, but for all the right reasons. I didn't go after people who were innocent. You know, I don't attack innocent people. I attack those that hurt my family and hurt me, so. Yeah, so I don't know why they're here and why they brought the head of my uncle to my door, well, aside from just wanting to scare me. Um, I mean, if you guys don't believe me, you can look it up. The story about it was in the newspapers. The story of my family.
Oh, I believe you. I ain't worried about that.
I
I was
totally
just
believe you.
wondering why everybody keeps saying things like it's nomad business, but what the hell does that mean?
Oh, it's nomad business? I guess it's because us nomads had to. What? Oh. Nomads always had to deal with their own shit on their own time and not have any help from anybody. So basically, they've taken that to heart and they don't want statics to come and bother them because, no offense, but statics don't know what a nomad life is. They don't know our rules, they don't know our laws. So because we have our own rules, we have our own laws.
But what would warrant something like this?
Somebody somewhere started a rumor and is trying to get rid of me and my uncle. That's the puzzle piece I'm missing. I don't know why all of a sudden this came out like this. Why are they coming after me? Especially since I've been hiding for 12 fucking years. And okay.
It's supposedly not just you, it's supposedly your whole family.
Yeah.
That this is against, and it's somehow long-standing blah 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 nonsense. Because if that was the case, then they wouldn't have been quiet about it for this long.
Yeah, that's why this is. Honestly, it has me perplexed. It's like I don't know how or why this started all of a sudden like this. Like, and like the other nomad groups knew my family. Like they knew the wardens were okay. So why all of a sudden they're letting the Raffenshift do whatever they want? I mean, all the Kaudos, they're a big group. Like, even me, I don't really know them personally. But like for them to believe the Raffenshift, like something's happening somewhere.
Somebody's lying and making you look bad, which isn't cool, and they're not obviously not our friends.
No, obviously no. And I'd like to know. I want to find out who it is so we can put an end to this bullshit.
I vote we ask a Raffenshift in person.
We could. Promise they always travel in groups. They're never alone. They're always.
But they're in small groups right now.
Yeah, they're in
trying to stay low.
Yeah, they're really not, by the way. They stick out like a friggin' sore thumb.
Well, yeah, but...
Well, because we're looking for them.
No, because they don't... Like, look. Nomad rides are obvious. They're real obvious. They're not like city folks. They don't... built the same.
Yeah,
they
the ride
designed the same.
Yeah, the rides are different, but like they're not in the rides. Most statics, they'll just see them and think they're booster gang. Honestly, I mean, I know what they look like because I know what I'm looking for.
Yeah,
but anyway,
they're out of towners.
Yep. I mean, statics have their own rules and laws, so it's normal. Like some people will recognize them too. And while us in our line of work and the stuff we do, well, obviously we're gonna recognize them.
Yeah, but see, that bothers me. The police haven't seemed to do anything but kind of back off.
The police did fuck all when my family died. I even went to them with proof and they turned me around. They did nothing.
I understand that. But this is a large group of them coming in and causing problems all over the city. the fact that NCPD, who's in the pocket of a corp, hasn't moved on them yet is dirty pool. Somebody's paid somebody off in a way that's allowing that. And whoever that person is needs a talking to. I'll tell you right now, they're on my list.
Okay. I think we need more drinks. And then I think we need happier conversation.
I know we keep going dark, don't we?
But it's okay.
It's the dark future. I mean, how many
it
happy
is-
conversations are there really going to be?
It is indeed the dark future. But I think we do need actually more drinks. So we're going to take a little break, y'all. Come back with some more Tales from the Plex. See you in about 5 minutes. Get up, refresh yourself, stretch.
Go to the bathroom.
Go to the
Hydrate,
bathroom,
stretch your legs.
and maybe send some questions in the chat for us fun things.
Yeah.
As, you know, apparently a DM is stalking us. What's up with that? What's up with that?
He just asked for our happiest memory from youth.
See you in about 5, y'all. Bye. Hello, and welcome back to Tales from the Plex, as we are looking at some of the interesting things that are happening and going around this world of 2077 Pondsmith Avenue. So, okay, we need happiest stuff. So we should talk about happy memories. Like, you know, childhood fun things.
Okay.
What, haven't you ever had, like, fun?
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay.
Start with you then, Jinx.
Okay. Well, obviously I was traveling with my family, because that's what we do. Anyway, so, sometimes when we camp, us kids will, like, there's a certain area we can go to, like, we can fool around, because, you know, it's desert, there's not much around. So we'd do, like, treasure hunts. So we'd get one of the outlets to, like, grab a bunch of random stuff and, like, hide it away. And then he'd give us clues, and us kids, we'd, like, try and find all the stuff that he hid. Most of the time we got it. There's this one time he had this, it was like this, I don't know where he got it, but it was like, it looked like a frog. It's like a, you know, one of those like miniature statuettes, whatever. Anyway, it was a frog. It was an ugly frog, but it was hilarious because we loved this thing. So, we made camp because we were going from, where were we? Somewhere around Phoenix. I think we were going up to, I'll say Oklahoma because I can't remember where we were going. But anyway, we were around that area. So we made camp for the night. And so we started the game of treasure hunt. And he took the frog and he hid it supposedly beside a cactus. And there was like 10 other items that were like he hid. So we were going around, and we found everything but that frog. And and I mean, we searched like until like our parents started to yell at us to get back and like go to bed, because that's how late we stayed out till, because we just could not find the frog. And so at one point, we're like looking and looking, and finally some of the kids started giving up, and like even me, I was like, okay, fuck this, like we can't find it, it's not gonna magically reappear. So we take off and we leave, because, you know, we break camp and we gotta get moving. Some of the kids did check next morning to try and find it and still couldn't find it. So we take off, we leave. And so like obviously we're all disappointed. We lost our favorite frog. And I wish I had a picture of this fucking thing. It was so ugly. So yeah, so we took off, and then on the way back we ended up camping at the same area, surprisingly, because usually we don't camp exactly in the same area. But this time we did. And lo and behold, we got there, and the frog was right where he had supposedly left it, and it was sitting there beside the cactus. And there was a new statue beside it, and it was a turtle. And to this day, we have no idea what happened, how this happened, but like, I figure it was another nomad passing through, saw the frog, and just decided to make a joke and put like a turtle beside it. But anyway, so we ended up we ended up leaving the frog there, leaving the turtle there, and we the next time we came through, all the kids, we like demanded that we stop by there, and we were hoping it was there because we were gonna leave. We went found another statue, and this time it was what was it? It was like a tiny dog. So we wanted to leave the tiny dog with the turtle and the frog, and so we went through. I think it was a couple months later. Unfortunately, the turtle and the frog disappeared again, so it never happened. But yeah, that's a really silly story that I have from my childhood of the traveling frog. Oh, there you go. There's a story.
It's cute.
I have questions. What kind of frog was it?
I don't know. It's ceramic frog. It was. I have no idea what kind of frog it was. I just remember it was this really big and green. The green was not a nice color green. It was like khaki brown green. It was, yeah, it was awful. I miss that thing. It'd be nice to find it again.
It was probably a bullfrog named Jeremiah.
That's fair. From now on, he's Jeremiah. I like that.
He was a very good friend, obviously.
Yep. And, well, he had his turtle friend who appeared out of nowhere. So.
Okay.
Other questions?
No, I think it's Trince's turn.
My turn? I mean, most of my stuff was involved building stuff in cars. Although, so, you know Renshi, right? Great birthday present when you're 12. And, I made it better. I made it light up and sync to music. And, I'm probably going to eventually put a shock stun gun on the end of it, but I haven't done that yet. I think that's next on my list of things to do. But, so, you know, I lived in a nice city my whole life. It ain't like the nicest place in the world. My parents tried. They're real good peoples. You know, but it's night city. So they wanted, like, my ma, she said that we should always be careful and that it would be wrong to not be able to defend yourself because then you are, if you are not able to defend yourself, you're stupid and just wandering around looking for trouble. And none of her kids were going to be stupid wandering around looking for trouble, no matter how much Mercutio may pretend to be such. So, it's like, I don't fight good. That I'm not the tallest person, and, you know, like, I didn't always understand fighting thingies. Like, I can understand, like, ripping things apart, and, like, mechanical things make sense to me. But, like, hurting people wasn't nice, and I didn't really want to do it, and so it was, like, not a thing that I did well. But then we was outside, and my brother, Merc, he's actually pretty good. He's a good guy sometimes. But we was playing, I was, like, 7 or 8, and so we was playing outside, and Merc's like, okay, so now I'm going to teach you the most important thing in the world is how to play stickball. Have you ever played stickball?
Can't say that I have.
So, we couldn't, you know, you can't play no real baseball around here because you don't got lots, right? You know, if you get lucky, you might find an empty lot you can play in, but that ain't gonna last long because, you know, some gang or somebody's gonna come over and take things over. So, you know, you got a limited amount of time, and, you know, an empty street, you got a limited amount of space. So it's kind of like baseball, but without the space. And you don't really get bats, you just get whatever kind of stick, usually a broomstick that you can find. And you try real hard not to break somebody's windshield. And so, my brother, he started teaching me how to, it's like, I'm going to teach you how to bat so you can come play with us. And I'm like, alright, so I get to come play with you. And he's like, yes, only, but if you can hit a, you know, we need you to actually hit well. And so you got to hit real well. And so he was like teaching me how to hit with a stick. And I was like, alright, well, I can do this. And so we went to the game, and I was like, I'm the little kid there, and it's fine, and my brother and his friends are playing, and they basically brought me because they needed even teams, and my brother was like, yeah, I'm gonna bring my sister, it's fine. I was like, okay, that's just cool. And so they're like, okay, she's gonna go batting, and I'm like, yes, I can do this. I can hit the ball far. And then people were saying that it wasn't true because I was kind of small. Was a lot smaller than them, everybody, and I wasn't real, I coughed a lot when I was little because, red. All's a red. You grow up in a nuclear fallout, it's a problem. But, so, we was playing, and a couple of the bigger boys were like, oh, you gotta come in, because she ain't gonna hit nothing, and I got really, 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 really mad. Like, really mad. And so when he pitched it, I swung really hard, and I hit it. Line drive right into his face, and it broke his nose. I was like, see? I can hit the ball really good. And at which point, a guy got up and was real mad and came at me like he was going to hit me. But then I still had the bat in my hand, so I swung it really, really hard again. Except this time I was a little shorter than him, and so I missed his face and kind of took him out at the knees. And then he didn't get up. Well, he was going to get up, but then Merc was there and started pounding his face in because he said, you can't threaten my little sister. Which was kind of true, because they were 11 and I was 6 or 7. I was smaller. And so then my dad's like, oh, so if you can hit things real well, I should give you something that's practical for you to protect yourself with. Which is a really, really big wrench that I can hit people in the face with. And I can use it to fix things. My dad liked that. It was equal opportunities, and you wasted not, and you wanted not.
That's cute. I was wondering where Renchi came from.
I don't understand how you can say something like Renchi is practical.
It gives me all
what bolt deserves that size of a wrench?
So, have you ever seen a couple of the combat tanks?
None with bolts that big.
Well, it shrinks real well. It actually has a full, it's fully mechanical. It does get really good, but it has really nice lever. Also, it's not about the bolts themselves, it's about the lug nut covers on the tank.
Fair, I guess. I thought maybe you were out there working on dump trucks or something.
I've done that too. They pay well. The sanitation guys are real nice. They have books, People would, throw books out because for some stupid reason. And so the sanitation guys would collect them, and then you kind of give them out to the kids and stuff. And there's even some stories about these, sanitation guys in Turkey that have a full, actual library that they rent out books for.
Oh.
Actually, that's a true story.
That sounds like a good idea. Somebody should do that in Night City.
Yeah. The sanitation guys here are nice. They'll hand you stuff. And, if you get on their good side, it's real good use because they'll tell you, where all the dumps are. And they might give you, a heads up about, a certain car or certain other places that, before they lift something that you could possibly take stuff.
Making their load lighter, of course.
Of course. But it's all usable.
Yeah.
No, you'd be surprised at the number of people who would just throw out, body armor. Oh, they got a little ding on it. Whatever. You pound that out.
If you say so.
Yeah, it's just like the hood of a car.
I'm just saying, the only time I've seen body armor thrown out is because it wasn't dings, it was holes.
Yeah, but that's only one place, and the rest of the armor's fine.
In theory.
No, it works real well.
I'm not arguing with this one.
So, Doc,
What?
funny, crazy story from your life.
I don't know. I don't know that I have a lot of good, funny, crazy stories from when I was a kid.
Or somebody you saved. I mean, you say you must have saved a bunch of people, and there must be a cute story in there somewhere, or a nice story.
Maybe, but a lot of those aren't my stories to tell.
Crazy drunk stories.
I don't know. Maybe this fits the bill. I had just started med school, and I was studying hard for an exam, and it got really late, and I was paranoid that I was not gonna wake up in time because it was like a 8 a.m. exam. And so I'm sitting there staring at the ceiling, telling myself, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. And you know that never works.
Oh, hell yeah, no, it does not work.
It was about, I don't know, 5:30 in the morning, and my eyes start to flutter closed. And now I start to panic because I can feel my body lulling off to sleep, and I know that it's way past the point of no return when it comes to being ready in time for the exam. So I try to fight it, and I can't. My body just crashes. I mean, I'm 11, so whatever. And I sleep through my first alarm, and I sleep through my second alarm, and I wake up about 20 minutes into the exam. And it's an online kind of thing. It's over the net, so I didn't have to physically be there. So I scrambled to my terminal, and I log in, and I've got, I don't know, maybe 50% of the time left to get this exam done. And I finished barely, and aced the exam, and got the funniest response from the instructor. It was simply at the end of it, "So nice of you to decide to show up, Mr. Frost. What were you waiting for? A challenge? Question mark."
I mean,
Nice.
has anything been a challenge for you like that?
Like school stuff?
Yeah.
Learning things is easy. I mean, it's just about figuring out how and why it works. Well, once you figure that out, the other pieces just fall into place. It's the people things that are complicated because people don't follow strict patterns, they follow vague patterns. And then they get all kinds of weird rationalizations for why they do things, and they confuse you with their words because they say one thing but they're actually doing another. People are the confusing part. That's why I collect favors from people. You get them to do what you need when they feel a sense of gratitude or a sense of, debt. Then you get past all that nonsense.
Okay. I got one for you then. Craziest guy who owes you a favor.
I don't know if he's still alive. So I just want to put that out there.
It's okay.
But there's a dude who was a go-ganger for years. Decided to go legit, is what he said. And during this time of his transition to going legit, his apartment complex gets hit where he's living. And his grandmother got shot. It actually shattered her femur, and on an older person, anything near the femoral artery is just going to be like, that's just the end if you don't get medical attention. And, you know, like many of us, they don't have a trauma team card. But we got called out there anyway because there was someone in that complex who had one. I don't know if it was theirs, if it got lifted. Honestly, as long as that money got paid, or as long as that basically favor, that's what those cards are, as long as that favor got cashed in, they could charge whoever it was again. You know, it's their fault for losing it. So we roll out there, we patch the guy up, graze. Not even a real injury. Didn't even have to go to the hospital, but we sent him anyway because he was whining about it. And but we sent him on a regular bus, so that way the ground ambulance could take him because there's nothing critical there. So I have Bo and Pilar sweep the floors for me while Boutros and I kind of examine people as we go through, looking for anybody who might be in critical condition to justify the amount of supplies that we're going to have that, you know, would technically be afforded for that card to get cashed in. And sure enough, we find this dude's grandmother. I'll never forget her name. Her name's Dolores, a beautiful woman, you know, kind-hearted. We walk in. Our first question to us was, "Are you angels?" We were like, "No, ma'am, we're not angels. We're just here to check on you and see if you're okay." And he was freaking out. I mean, if you ever want to see a tough guy freak out, find the woman in his life that he feels indebted to. I mean, and if anything ever happens to her, he'll lose it every time.
That was Merc with our ma.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say that Merc was a mama's boy, but...
That doesn't make you a mama's boy to feel indebted to someone because they took care of you.
No.
Other things make you a mama's boy.
He's an Italian boy, and there was a point where he's just...
Fair enough. You know more about that than I do. But this gentleman, who on the street was known as, he was known as Violent Eddie. And there wasn't any euphemism about that name. When he was part of the gang, he was known for being willing to do whatever it took to get things done. But he's weeping and sobbing like a small child. And, you know, I have Bo and Pilar kind of move him aside so I can work. And Boutros and I get us stabilized, and I was able to save the leg, just barely. It might have been better for her mobility if I hadn't, but there was no way she was going to be able to afford a cybernetic leg, and that wasn't part of the card. That money would have had to come from somewhere, and I wasn't going to leave an old woman an amputee if I didn't need to. So I was doing what I could in that situation, and get her fixed up, and she's sleeping, heavily doped up, just sleeping. And this dude comes up and he introduces himself. He says, "My name's Eddie. Guys around here call me Violent Eddie, but that's my nana. So thank you so much." And he shook our hands, and he told me, "If you ever need someone dead, just say the word. I don't need to know why." And he had that look in his eye. He wasn't bragging. He wasn't boasting. He wasn't trying to act hard. Like, he had that look in his eye, like you knew that it didn't matter what it took. He planned on following through. Now, he may have been caught up in the moment or whatever, but I never called in that favor because I never hated someone enough to send Violent Eddie after them. Again, he said he was going legit. I have no idea what that means for a go-ganger that made his name on hurting people. But that would have been the wildest dude that I ever had a favor from, and still technically have a favor from.
I like that story. That was a cool story. It's nice that you saved his grandma. That's cool.
I mean, I've spent most of my career skimming off all the supplies that would have been used anyway and using it to help those that can't afford it.
That's
So
cool.
somebody's got to, because the corporations aren't going to take care of them.
Nope.
See? Waste not, want not.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I wasn't being judgmental when I brought that up. I was just clarifying.
And you know, these are the little things that matter. So I don't know.
But most people have that person in their life, or had that person in their life,
That they cared about.
enough that they would go to war for, or that they would fall apart for.
Mm-hmm.
I think we kind of know who that was in Jinx's life. That's become pretty evident over the last few days, especially.
Huh?
I mean, your family, all the stories
Oh.
that you've told.
My whole family, yeah.
I mean, any one of them. But there's probably someone in that group. Is that person?
My parents. My cousin. It's my cousin who, when I got into Night City with Mom. Because Mom didn't die the same night as the rest. She died 2 years later of a broken heart. But my cousin basically took us in, and he showed me our Night City and showed me the rounds and taught me how to survive the city. But he got killed by a stray bullet. So, yeah, I'd go to war for my family. I'd protect them. I still will, even though they're not around anymore.
I have a feeling that it's as much them as it is yourself that you're looking to take up arms for against the Raffenschiv.
Yeah. I don't know.
We could totally steal their hubcaps.
This is not some weird movie out of the 70s or 80s where you put hubcaps up to show your, you know, how cool you are or whatever.
I mean, I was gonna offer to put a potato in their tailpipes, but, you know, I thought that was a little immature.
Yeah,
Why
what the
don't
hell
we
do
just destroy their will to fight?
Usually for people like this, that would be their cause.
I don't know. That sounds like it just piss them off and they'd find something else to chase you in.
Yeah, they got a lot of cars. Ah, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. We'll work on it.
There's usually someone in that group that is their will to fight.
Usually.
That's how most people work. You find that person, you break that person, you break them.
Yeah, but that seems mean.
And sending a head in the box isn't.
No, that's just rude and real fucked up.
I'm sorry you saw that, Trent. I didn't need you to see that.
I'm just saying. I don't feel like this particular situation is a kill 'em with kindness sort of situation.
No, it isn't.
No, but I think it would be really fucking funny if we take all their hubcaps, put a couple, and, you know... I wonder where they're parked and how, what my... Like, dude... Do you think... I mean, like, if we had a good driver... I mean, we have Jinx, she's a good driver. Merc and I could probably strip a couple of those vehicles in, like, 20 minutes.
I mean,
If it's part of a larger game plan, sure, but
a distraction, but I'd rather keep their focus on me. These guys, it's a little more serious than that.
Yeah, but I just feel like if they're hyper focused on you, they're gonna be real focused on you. And then you're gonna get shot. And getting shot is not cool.
No,
See,
it's not.
when they're hyper focused on Jinx, they're not seeing the whole playing field.
Exactly.
And when they're not seeing the whole playing field, that's when you broadside them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you
And
mean
if
with
we
the 50 cal?
broadside them with like a dump truck kind of broadside,
Oh yeah, I can get one of those.
that's when you get them shook.
Those are fun to drive.
Aren't they?
Yeah. 18-wheelers too. Those are fun.
All I know
Anyway.
is that I don't think I want any of them leaving the city. Not with all their limbs attached, and not with their ability to breathe intact.
Do you think that Ramble McDonald can get us an M1 Abrams?
Maybe?
Possibly. But here's the thing. They are running people.
Yeah.
You know how much I hate when people are doing that.
Yeah.
I want them all to suffer for that.
Totally agreeing. I was just thinking, like, okay, so you're talking about a broadside of a dump truck and then, you know, an 18-wheeler, and I was just thinking, you know, it'd be even better than an 18-wheeler. It'd be an M1 Abrams, because we could take the Abrams, Jinx could totally drive the Abrams, and just roll right over their rides. And
But they're not all going to be in one spot. They're doing
no,
this
but
hit
then
and
they're
run
gonna
thing,
rides are
like
gonna
skirmishes.
Well, the rides are all in the general location.
Not from what I've been hearing.
From what
They're scattered all over the city.
well, in the same the same general location. The main rides are all in one place, and then we let Jinx totally just like pulverize the hell out of their cars, and you know, in an Abrams, because that makes a statement, right? Like, you're not just like fucked up, but you got fucked up by a tank.
I don't know how easy it'd be to get your hands on a tank, but I'm sure there's some construction equipment with tracks on it that would do the same damage.
Ooh, a really big caterpillar. Ooh.
And that might be more reasonable.
I haven't hot-wired a caterpillar in years.
And you know there's a lot of construction sites around town right now in the suburbs. It's feasible.
Do you want a really big tank like... Ooh, do you want a bulldozer?
I don't know why you're asking Jinx if she wants a bulldozer.
Well, it's her revenge shit, and so I was like, I'm assuming she's driving it.
I know, but when is she going to say no to a bulldozer?
I don't know, maybe she wants something bigger. A combine beat real hard, though.
That front plow, that's thick enough. It's basically bulletproof.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, something bulletproof, because most caravans are really protected. So...
Yeah, but if they're too protected and they come into the city, they're going to draw the attention of somebody who's got bigger guns.
Oh, the caravan's never going to come into the city.
Oh, no. We're not talking about going to the caravan. We're talking about getting everybody in the city.
Yeah, their combines are already in the city. That's what the stupid cat dudes are watching for us.
Mm-hmm.
They're all where their cars are.
Once all they're hit, most of their hitters will be down. And then you take the caravan out and free the people. Except for the one lady that owes you. We can deal with that later.
Yeah.
I feel like you should just collect, because this would be 2 favors that she owes you. And, you know...
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't think the caravan's totally unprotected, so even if we hit... I mean, if we hit
I
everybody
didn't say
in
unprotected.
the city,
I said the best hitters are in the city.
well,
That doesn't mean they're not protected at the caravan.
if they're stupid, they send all their best hitters in the city.
It sounds like it with Dog Killer or whatever his dumb name is. Running
that
him up.
one?
Yeah, he's not cool. Ooh.
No, that one we have to take care of.
Do you think that he's got like? Do you think he's got like real cybernetics, like real big cybernetics, like arms or legs and shit like that?
I hope so, because then I want to separate them off of him like they did with that robot thing in the movie and stick him in a net and carry him around and keep prodding him and interrogating him until he tells me everything I need to know.
See, that sounds really complicated because I was just saying that I know a guy who runs a junkyard. I can get the electromagnet.
That could be useful. I mean, if he has that much.
And then it's just like fishing for bad guys, right? Yeah. Boom. Have you played the claw game at like the arcades? It's just like that.
I think you're going to get more vehicles than people with that.
No, you do it really targeted. You only turn the magnet on the last possible moment, right? It's the ones above its head.
Why do I see trends at one end of the street and then all I see is just car after car just being pulled towards her, and then there's like random people also
No, it's
towards her.
No, see, that's if I built a giant magnet, which is entirely possible and I may have done on occasion just to prove that it is possible and that I can do it. No, I'm talking about the crane ones. You know, the ones that they use to lift the junkyard cars into the crusher?
Oh, yeah, those ones.
So, but then it's like the claw game at like the arcade where you go and you're gonna get the little crappy stuffed animal thing. So you bring the thing and you like on a big crane and you drive the crane in and then you're just like, ooh, playing fishing for bad guys. And you just kind of like turn the magnet on right when it's right above them and then get, pulled up.
And then
stuck.
you drop the crane to the ground. Pancake.
Yeah,
Done.
Pancake, yeah.
Well, I thought you wanted to interrogate him, so I was just going to hold him up in the air and like shake him a bit. But sure, if you want to kill him right away.
One of them. It just would have been more fun to do to the one guy.
Okay, so then we have a plan. We're going to go fishing for bad guys with an electric crane.
Oh
If you can find one, sure.
I'm sure I know a guy who runs a junkyard. They're real useful things.
Yeah, but most of them are not on tracks in junkyards.
No, he's got one of the swing crane ones that are actually like you have to drive it around the junkyard to move the cars into their piles. So it's like a big so like you've got the big like crane it usually comes with a big caterpillar front and then like a bulldozer. But
you know more about that than I do.
They're real fun.
All I know is what I've seen in the movies, and they were usually on some sort of like stilts.
Yeah, the ones on stilts are usually the ones attached to like, or used to be, according to my dad, attached to like the docks and things, because they didn't have to move around as much. There would be like one when they come off the wharf and it would just be stacking things, and then they would move another one. But the ones at the junkyard, because you have to move them around the junkyard, they can't just have it in one place, so you got to be able to move it around a little bit.
It'd be really convenient if these guys were just all hanging out at the docks. Then we wouldn't have to go borrow or steal.
No, I bet we could piss off a bunch of longshoremen and we wouldn't even have to do anything.
I mean, we could use me as bait.
Yeah, I'd like to save.
And then we play 3-card Monte with you?
I'd like to save the whole bait thing as a last resort, because bait usually gets bit. And we don't need Jinx getting bit.
No,
I mean, that's fair. But it's an option. I mean, then we could get everybody in one place.
I'm just saying, if we're using a fishing metaphor, and if I understand this metaphor correctly, the bait usually gets got. That's part of the whole reason it's bait.
I was using the version where the bait is bait, but they don't necessarily get hit. They're protected somehow.
You've been watching a lot of movies, haven't you?
I mean...
We were watching Jaws the other night.
Huh?
We were watching Jaws the other night.
Oh, yeah. No, that's true. We were watching Jaws.
So, who's that person to you, Trends?
My brother.
Really?
What? I literally attempted to break up and had a verbal argument with my ex-boyfriend and threatened to kill him.
Yeah, because he shot your brother. That makes sense.
But then you made the doorknob that shocks your brother.
Yeah, but that was because he was being a dick at the time.
Yeah, well, yeah. Okay.
He hasn't been a dick.
You also turned off his legs. at least twice.
Brotherly,
I'm just telling you,
sisterly
there are
love?
reasons for me to be skeptical about this relationship. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I'm a little surprised.
Like, okay, so there are rules in certain families. I get to fuck with my brother. Nobody else does. He can attempt to fuck with me on occasion and usually fails. But nobody else gets.
And that's because you're the youngest? Is that how these rules go? I don't quite understand the dynamics.
Yes, it's because I am the baby and you must love me.
Okay.
I'm the baby.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Not the mama.
Oh, Christ.
Not attempting to be, but thank you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like I said, my brother is my brother. No one else. And you know, I know
Fair
he will
enough.
totally pick up, he'll totally beat the crap out of anybody for me, shoot a guy if I need him to, or you know, anything happened, he would come for me.
I mean, she did freak out when he was like bleeding to death, so
It was the traumatic
It's fair.
situation. I just didn't know
Meh.
that because of the other things.
I mean, like,
Just skeptical, that's all. I understand it now.
haven't you ever had siblings?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry that you're an only child. So, the way it works, at least in our family, is you can, no blood, no broken bones, and, you know, other than that, it's between the two of us. Anyone else who gets involved, then they get both of us, and we fuck their shit.
Yep, that's about right.
This whole family thing's weird. But I accept this.
I mean, to be fair, like my brother, like the first time I went on a date with a guy who was not Santino, it was like this other dude who was kind of okay. He was okay, and he wasn't really, but it, you know, it was kind of like, oh, he's okay. And so it was like he didn't have a really great taste in music. He didn't have a lot of fun. So I was like, okay, well, I was coming home, and then you know, whatever. And apparently, he kind of was telling stories at school around the next time that I was, you know, not so smart. And that I was dumb and all this bullshit. So my brother decided to beat the crap out of him. And then literally put him up a flagpole.
Translation, folks, he wasn't a bad guy, a bad boy. Which is why she then went to the bad boys. I'm seeing a pattern here, that's all.
I didn't know Jimenez was a bad boy. I thought he was really nice.
You watched him, our first real introduction to the gentleman, you watched him German suplex a dude into the pavement and kill him.
But the guy had shot me.
Yes.
So he was nice. He came and helped.
I mean, yeah, he did come to help. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with what he did. I'm just saying, I don't know how that qualifies as nice.
I got shot, and he helped me not get shot a second time.
I turned to Jinx and go, see? People. They don't follow patterns. They vaguely follow patterns. They pretend to follow patterns.
Yeah, I know. It.
Words don't even mean what words mean
Nope.
anymore.
Depends what language you're speaking.
Yes, translations. I get it.
I mean, I go with the flow at this point, because
All I'm saying is that from that moment, I knew that Jimenez was one bad motherfucker. So
oh yeah, that's cool.
nowhere in my vocabulary did I ever think of the word nice in that moment.
I mean, that's just the dynamical difference. I mean, like, so there are people who can be polite to you to your face, but then they'll go behind your back and talk shit about you.
Mm-hmm. Like 90% of the population.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, someone is nice if they don't actually do that. They come up and you know they're who they are.
Or they know better.
Okay, but you know, like, it's, as my mom said, actions speak louder than words. And it's real easy in Night City to be that guy that just walks away. It's none of your business. It's not your world. It's not your monkey. It's not your circus. Not your division.
So maybe he's not like the nice guy, but he's the good guy?
Oh, he's definitely a good guy.
Oh, yeah.
I just didn't ever think that he was the nice guy.
I never said
Like-
he was the nice guy. I said he was nice. And what
But
he
you-
did was nice.
But you used that as a rebuttal to me saying he's a bad boy.
Yeah, but I don't see he's a bad boy.
Why do I get a feeling we could be on this forever?
We're
Okay,
gonna
look,
have
he
to agree
was,
to disagree.
okay, look,
yeah.
okay. You can't be the bad boy and be on the cover of a romance novel.
Yes, you can. Most women, when they don't want to have to think, only fantasize about the bad boy. They just want the bad boy who's also romantic.
No, that's not how that usually works. And I would like to point out which of the two of us is a woman. Unless something has changed and I don't know, in which case I will be very apologetic.
All I'm saying is that years of psychology have taught me a number of things.
No,
There are certain things that people lie to themselves about.
Nope,
and there are
nope.
certain things that are true no matter how much they lie to themselves about.
Do not attempt to apply psychology to the covers of romance novels.
They follow a very strict pattern based on marketing data.
Yes.
But that's not
They do.
psychology.
Oh my god.
The marketing data is that they use is psychology that they're leveraging. They just don't call it that. Because it doesn't show up in like Psychology Today as a journal article.
Wait, there are still like journals and shit?
And some of the reaches of the web. There's still academics that try to put out things because they don't know how to do anything else.
Sucks to be them.
It's a pretty empty life, I'm sure.
I mean, to be fair, I kind of really eventually want to go, well, it's never gonna happen, but since we're talking and bullshitting, dream eventually go visit the high riders.
We all need dreams. I like that one. Keep that one.
I mean, to be fair, they'll probably blow up any rocket that I create out of the sky before it gets to exiting velocity.
Depends on if you get clearance or not.
Jinx, do you want to go to space?
Okay. Not really, but okay, sure. I mean,
I will make a note to see if I can find anybody that has the pull to get you clearance. If not, ask Kat.
Okay. She's really nice. She's been coming to visit.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure she is. So, yeah. And from what I've seen, she can make just about anything happen. So, anyway, Whose turn is it for a question?
I don't know. We've been kind of rambling.
I think I asked the last one of you two about who that person was. After my story.
Yeah, so who's that person for you?
For me,
Yeah.
it's a person who occasionally I call. It's the one number I've memorized.
Very important person then. You actually memorized their number and don't have it just loaded in your phone.
I'd never make it traceable.
That would be kind of important, not to make it traceable, I guess.
If someday that number changes, or that line is dead, part of my past dies with it.
Now I'm curious. But I mean, I'm not gonna push, but...
She's the person who saved me.
Always an important person.
And I had nobody else. She was the one who saved me. She didn't have to. I didn't have any money. I was just a kid. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here today. At least not like this.
Then she's a good person, and if she needs anything, well... Hey, we'll help her.
Oh no,
Got to meet you.
She can't be traced to me.
No? Okay.
If she's ever traced to me, her life's in danger.
Okay, it's one of those. Alright.
I didn't have the childhood you all had.
I'm
My
getting that
childhood.
impression.
My childhood hunts me. So
Haunts
just-
you or hunts you?
hunts me with a U.
Oh.
I'm
I
just
mean,
an
technically
object.
they both have you.
Correct. With only a U. With one vowel. And it's a U.
Hey, these are important. Sometimes words get complicated. Like the last time I went to a place and I said, you know, those two Utes, and then they're looking at me like I got two heads.
Fair enough, fair enough. But when I ran away, she took me in. She got me into school.
What are two youths?
Which landed me with trauma team eventually. Got me where I am today.
It's pretty cool. Just curious as fuck, but you know, I won't pry.
I mean, I'm
I'll
not
be-
gonna ask any impertinent questions.
But I'm glad she saved you. I think it's
You're a
good
friend.
thing. Yeah.
Appreciate that.
And I mean, we're not family, but like, I feel like we sometimes, like our gang, our group, acts like family, so don't need to have a family in your past to have a new family now. And learn about it.
Yeah. I've learned I never really had a family.
So we'll be your new one. Welcome to the family.
Appreciate it. But, yeah. Not a lot of happy memories back then, but I owe her everything. And the only way I can think of to fully repay her is to make sure that her name never comes out my mouth and that she's still breathing.
Okay. And we'll just have to build you better memories.
Oh, you already have. You guys are hilarious.
I do on occasion try.
We must be
Frustrating as
mad.
hell sometimes, but you're hilarious.
And a complete mess. But yeah.
Who isn't? I mean, every time I see Aaron and Brigham, all I can think of is that they're up to something.
Not each other, but you know.
Nobody lives a life that squeaky clean. Not in Night City. You're either hiding something, or you're just that good that nobody knows.
It's creepy.
It is. Why do you think I never introduced myself to them? Anybody that looks that squeaky clean has probably got more blood on their hands than anybody else in the apartment complex.
Yep, I totally agree on that one.
They're very nice.
So are serial killers. How do you think they get so many victims?
Usually they stalk people and threaten and then kidnap them.
They don't get very far when they do that. The ones that are prolific are the ones that everybody says, oh, not him. He always seemed like the nicest guy I've ever known.
Oh, I didn't say that. I just said that they were nice. I mean, I did bring them a fruitcake.
I don't know what that is, but I don't think there was fruit or cake in it.
There was fruit and there was cake in it. Sort of. I mean, it was kibble
See?
shaped like fruitcake. And there was dried fruit in it, so it was a fruitcake.
If you say so.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a recipe that I have in my house. That's all I'm saying.
You've never had panettone?
No, thank you.
Cannolis?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Chocolate chip cookies?
Once.
Those are the best. Actually, eating the dough before you cook it is the best.
Also agree with that one.
I'll have to try that.
You might get a sore stomach, but I don't give a shit. I do it anyway. It's cookie dough, man. The only way to go.
I mean, you do it in small amounts and you do it regularly, and it's actually like scientifically proven that it actually helps you because, you know, eating that and a little bit of raw meat are really good because it actually helps you get appendicitis, because that's what your appendix is originally for, is to help you digest raw foods. And therefore, if you have small amounts, it'll actually keep your appendix working, and therefore you won't have your appendix go, oh shit, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm going to explode now.
So you're saying the appendix is a time bomb, and if you don't continue to feed it, it blows up.
Duh, yeah.
I've heard worse metaphors for it. That's a pretty good one.
That's why Nonna always make sure you gotta say that you gotta taste the meatballs before you bake them. You gotta make sure the seasoning's right.
Well, of course you taste your food while you're cooking. If not, you get bad food.
Exactly.
Who doesn't taste their food while they're cooking?
People who don't understand seasoning. They just dump all these flavors in and they think that's it. They're just like, I'm gonna add all the pepper now and it'll taste good. And it's like, no, you gotta balance.
I'm offended that anybody would do that.
I mean,
Then people wonder why I don't accept the invitations to dinner.
not Mrs. B. Mrs. B is real good. You should always accept Mrs. B's invitation to dinner.
She lives across the hall from me.
Yeah, she cooks real good.
I know.
Okay, good.
I'm just saying, I've been here long enough, and I live right across the hall. I don't really get to avoid Mrs. B.
But why would you want to?
I didn't say I'd want to. I'm just saying I don't have that as an option.
I don't know. Here's a question for you then, Jinx. Who is somebody in this apartment building, not us, that you would wish to avoid?
Wish to avoid. Well, there was the Andersons, but I was using them more for target practice. What's his face? bowling dude.
Barry? Oh, come on. Barry's sweet.
Barry's a
Nobody
creeper.
dotes. Nobody doubts. Well, maybe he's a creeper too, but nobody dotes on their mother like that and is not a sweet boy.
No. He's gone Norman Bates level on his mama. That shit ain't healthy.
If you say
mean,
so. All I'm
As long as
saying.
he treats his mama the way respectfully, just he creeps the shit out of me. Like, I don't like him being around me. I don't know. It's just
He
get
does
a
make
vibe
your
from
skin crawl. I'm not saying he's not creepy. What I'm saying is he's still a sweet boy because he takes care of his mother.
Oh yeah, totally.
No, he's walking that line into a boy's best friend is his mama. Someday we're gonna come around. He's gonna be stabbing everybody while he's wearing her dress and keeping her mummified remains in the apartment in front of the television.
Trent,
That-
what
that's
the
a-
fuck have you been watching?
That's a breach of the lease.
Exactly.
I mean, I was told very specifically by Reno that I can't have cadavers.
I'm agreeing. I'm just saying. This
Wait,
one's gonna happen. We're gonna,
It's always the quiet ones. Anyway, if you can't have cadavers, then what about the head in my freezer?
That's evidence.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That's fair.
If you keep it for posterity's sake, then we're gonna have. I guess you're gonna break your lease too, according to Reno. Unless somehow it becomes a trophy. You'll have to work that out with her. I don't know how all that stuff works. All I know is that a mummified body falls into the same category as cadavers.
Okay. I wasn't planning on keeping the head longer. It is more just to have you look at it.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, cool.
Because you want to make sure it's him too.
Yeah, because I don't see my uncle being stupid enough to die from that guy.
He evaded a lot of bigger, badder guys.
He's been evading me. Except the one
I-
time he came straight in front of me. Goddamn idiot. And I was too stupid to kill.
Mm-hmm. I think he pressed his luck and he realized it wouldn't work again.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't see this guy being able to kill him like that easily. It's a little weird.
And I want to know who let them know where your apartment is located. Because that person's on my list too.
Oh yeah, that person's gonna have a...
If that person's still breathing air, I want to have a talk with them.
And then he'll stop breathing air.
I didn't say that.
It.
I didn't say that. I will not say that because that makes it
Premeditated.
murder. Premeditated murder.
Exactly.
But I definitely want to have a discussion.
Can I leave a banana peel in the hallway? Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Well, I'll take care of it. After you talk to him.
Oh,
Him, her, it,
whoever,
person. Since we don't know who it is.
the soon-to-be
Whenever I find
recently
them.
deceased.
Yeah.
whenever I find them, things will be said.
Cool. I'm not good with words.
And I think on that we're gonna end our little jaunt into the fun times of Tales from the Plex from tonight. This has been so much fun. Thank you. We'll go around, let everybody shill for themselves, tell us where we can find you. Just all the good stuff. Share some love. Share some good things. Let's start with Chris. Hey, Chris.
Hey everyone, my name's Chris Geary. You can find me on Twitter at Chris Geary. You can find me here Friday nights as I play Dr. Frost, aka Mr. White. in our lovely tale of cyberpunk shenanigans. And you can find me on every other Monday, rotating off this Monday as the host of the Falkenstein Affair over on Action Fiction, where we have 5 lovely femmes who are plotting and scheming in the city of Constantinople. Come see what sorts of things they're up to, and come for the cosplay. They do a great job of showing up each time. And then stay for the amazing stories that they tell.
Hashtag can confirm both beautiful cosplay and some fabulous stories going on right there. And it's not like I just want to know if certain people in that story, I want to be nosy about certain NPCs in that game.
Bastiano has not done anything to sully the good name.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. But put in comparison to what the Contessa is doing, that could mean a lot of things.
I didn't say I made it a high standard. I'm just saying.
This is true. But yes, check that out, and come definitely check out what Chris has got going on. And then the wonderful, the fabulous Heron, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining the shenanigans tonight.
Yeah, well, you know, tried my best. And yeah, so what was I gonna say? I don't know. On Twitter I'm at Heaven's Night, and here Burns Through the Rain, obviously. And yeah, I'm here every Friday playing Jinx, who's interesting. And yeah,
He's the center of attention right now.
Yay.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of creepy and weird.
Wait, does
I'm
this
not
count
used
as
to it.
therapy for Jinx?
I mean, maybe.
That's really gonna depend on, you know,
'Cause-
what Simon wants us to roll.
That's true.
This is true.
But I think that, you know, at
'Cause
minimum,
Jinx
Jinx
did
deserves a little bit.
a little bit. Can I have like 1 point more? So I can go get more cyberware.
No.
Aww.
Bad Jinx.
But please. Anyway. Huh? What?
We'll count it. We'll count it as
Oh, I got confirmation. We will count it as therapy. So we'll figure the mechanical side of it later. Yeah, so that and if you want to read the fix, I didn't do anything new in the last 2 weeks because I've been brain dead. So I will try and finish the one story I have going and post it soon. It's long, so I might try and post a couple of the shorter stories that I mentioned tonight. Maybe. We'll see. Yes, Renegade, I will get more fix going. So yeah, anyway, so that's it. So be here next Friday so that we can have more Cyberpunk, because I really enjoy this game.
Yes.
That's it.
We will definitely be back next week. As for me, hey y'all, you know me, I'm at Deirdre on Twitter, or Prexworth as Meaphoria, as you see me around on Twitch. And for me, you can find me over on my channel on Sunday for some Romance of the Blue Rose, with, flirting, fighting, weird magic, and corruption. And drama. All's the drama. Also, hashtag best wolvies, best puppers, all times. So we will definitely be like that for Sunday. We also have a surprise coming. Some new friends are joining the party. But shh, secrets. We'll see, and if you join me on my channel on Wednesday for Witcher Roads Home, for just the wonderful, 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 interesting drama that is unfolding there. And if you missed last week's session and the consequences of choices and interesting things that have happened, you know, just go catch the VOD, go catch things on YouTube. But we also want to thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for all of the people hanging out in chat. This was a little fun experiment that we did. We might end up doing this again. Thank you, viewers on YouTube. We see you over there. We know you. Thank you for you being there and having all the fun. Figure, why don't we go raid? I think we should go raid somebody. Like, we should go raid Trooper, right? Because they're playing some, City of Light and Shadow, French Resistance. And, send some love over there. Have a good one, everybody. Catch you next week.